What up, though, guys? So, as I'm sure you can see, it is time to discuss the coronavirus, which, I was actually on the fence about even discussing it because it's kind of feeding into the whole idea of it, right? But what up, everybody? Agreed. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Agreed. Yep. Yeah, because there's nothing to freak out about. What up, bro? So yeah. I just keep seeing it's like all over my social media. There are people in the truther community running with it. There are people that are pushing it, and the whole world's gonna end. But don't worry, you can come purchase my bug out bag for $79.99. And I think some people are covering it with good intentions. So I'm just gonna give my 2 cents on it. I think a lot of people have probably heard about this. This isn't a new story. I was going to cover it when it was fresh, but I just didn't want to feed into it. But it obviously doesn't matter. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's crazy. So simply, where do we start? Of course, this seems to be a reoccurring theme on every election year, right? Even midterms. There's a new virus that's going to kill everybody. And I'm pretty sure everyone remembers when Ebola was like the big thing. And dude, people were freaking out about Ebola, right? Like going crazy. And then nothing happened. Nothing ever happens. Okay. So is the coronavirus completely a lie? I don't think so. No, I think it's like maybe a strain of the flu. It's like a cold, right? And I also do know there's tons of science behind the placebo, and of course the inverse of that, how stress can give you cancer. Worrying, believing that you are sick can actually cause you to be sick. I think that's part of this. I think, again, people are getting all these flu vaccines their whole life, and now they're going to end up being more susceptible to getting sick. And again, if you don't know or never heard me say, your body is an electrical machine that's quite efficient. Your immune system's a pretty amazing thing. And that's why they constantly have to attack and undermine your immune system. Of course, also, I believe in God, more specifically Jesus, which I know some of you may not, but either way, I mean, God is real. And so there's nothing to fear but God, much less some virus. Okay, so freaking out about it's not going to change anything. So like I said, I know some of these people may be coming at it with good intentions to warn people, or I don't really know. I know a lot of people aren't. I know a lot of people are just pushing it to fearmonger. So I'm being very specific with my words here. I am not condemning anyone that's covering the coronavirus as if it's real, that they're fear-mongering or they have some monetary incentive or anything, but a lot of people do, okay? A lot. And I'm tired of all the fear-mongering nonsense, bro. If I freak out about the coronavirus, I get real nervous about it, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to die. We're all going to die. If it's a big deal, is that going to change anything? No. Okay. Yes, we should all already be prepared. Okay. That means you should have some access to water, some non-perishable goods, a gun, period. It doesn't have anything to do with the coronavirus. You should already be prepared. Okay. Because we, of course, operate here in America off of a fiat currency, as pretty much everywhere else in the world. It will inevitably implode. It's just inflation. It's a Ponzi scheme. So, of course, it's going to inevitably collapse at one point. Our electrical grid is a huge vulnerable area for America. Specifically, I think its security rating is D-. There's all kinds of things that could happen. All kinds of things that could happen. So being prepared is, of course, important. Yeah, you should have water. You should have food. You should have guns. Maybe a generator, right? But cool. You get that stuff, and then it doesn't matter. Okay, if something happens, it happens. It's quite exhausting hearing these people freak out. I'm like, do you not believe in God? Because if you believe in God, why are you freaking out, bro? Because I can guarantee you that if you know about it and you freaked out about it the whole time, that was the coffee. If you freaked out about it the whole time, That's not going to change anything, bro. It's retarded. So please stop, man. Like, I didn't want to do this stream, but it's like I feel like I have to, man, because it's just ridiculous. So let's look into some of this stuff. I think this is pretty hilarious. This guy here, check out this legend. Can you say legend? You remember the plague that wiped out the Amish because they don't vaccinate their children? Yeah, me either. Look at that legend. Probably just crushing. That's all he's doing is just crushing. Yeah, but isn't it funny though? We all need to get vaccines or we're all going to die. And then like it's like the people with the vaccines are the ones in danger because of the ones that didn't get the vaccines. It's all retarded. If you can't see through the wizardry, it's okay. But I'm going to call out the wizardry and the spells, right? I'm not playing their game, bro. Fear is the doorway to compliance. They are trying to invoke fear to provoke you to have the emotion of fear because you're more malleable, more controllable, easy to guide into the direction that they want. Problem, reaction, solution. It's the oldest trick in the book, man. And y'all fall for it hook, line, and sinker every time. Y'all being the general public, right? Probably almost no one in my chat has really spiraled about the coronavirus. But nevertheless, it's so retarded, bro. Again, they do this all the time. Okay, they do it all the time. New virus, freak out, take the vaccine. We'll save you with the vaccine. The vaccine does nothing but makes you sick. They're putting illness in your body that wasn't originally there. For example, with the flu vaccine, I think we all know this too. But we talked about vaccines as putting a disease or a strain of influenza, specifically with the flu vaccine, into your body, an illness. Okay, a strain of an illness, and then it's training your antigens to fight that off in theory. But all it actually does is make your immune system more susceptible to a future threat in a variant. If there's a variance in the strain of influenza, it actually makes you more susceptible to the flu. Again, I had a friend, never had the flu his whole life, got the flu vaccine, got the flu that same year. I don't ever get the flu vaccine. I don't ever have the flu. I've never had the flu. Okay, I did get the vaccine a couple times when I was younger because my mom wanted me to. I don't get them anymore. I refuse to. I'd rather die. You have to kill me first. Okay, you're not putting anything in me. Why do you think they have to incentivize it with money? Here's free vaccines. Oh, we'll pay you $35 to get a vaccine. Oh, please get the flu vaccine. All the people that got the flu vaccine are going to get sick because you didn't get the flu vaccine. What a dumb world that people think that makes sense, bro. So anyway, that's what this is all about, okay? It's about fear and the collective consciousness, and it's about a vaccine. And again, I'm not saying that there's nothing true about it, okay? There could be some new strain of a flu or a cold, okay, that you get sick. But all this, it's airborne, it's super contagious, it's going to lie dormant, then we're all going to die. No, we're not. And even if we were, what does it matter if you freaked out about it the whole time? It doesn't matter. It doesn't, okay? The only positive thing that can come from that is if your good intentions are to let people know they need to be prepared. Well, you need to be prepared anyway. Okay, you need to have access to water. You need to have access to goods. You need to have access to weapons. You need to do that anyway. Okay, it's 2020. We live in the time of things being revealed. Grabblers don't typically like their secrets being revealed, so there's no telling what could ever happen. But living in a constant state of fear is weak. It's what gammas do. It's what the grabblers want you to do. It's what Lucifer wants you to do. It is a metaphysical tactic to keep you fearful because that equates to submission. So fear is the doorway to compliance. These people freaking out. Everyone freaking out. Everyone freaking out about the freaking coronavirus. What a joke. Also, thought it was pretty hilarious. I saw a story. The Corona, the beer, Corona doesn't have coronavirus, but its sales are still plummeting. That shows you how dumb people are, bro. Like, society is pretty retarded. Let's be real. Let's see what you're talking about before I move on. I know there's a whole lot of theories. We can speculate some, man, but we don't know. You know what I mean? I'll come talk to you in a second. All right, so one of the theories, of course, is that really what's happening is China rolled out 5G, and then it has all these side effects when amped up, and they're passing it off as the virus. Very possible. It's possible. I don't know if I would say plausible, but it's possible. I mean, whatever. Again, if that's happening, what does it matter, bro? Like, why are y'all freaking out? Like, it's exhausting. Okay, so just chill, man. No one cares. No one cares about you freaking out or your bug out bag or none of it. Okay, because you're working on behalf of the oppressors. But yeah, maybe it's possible. Well, my opinion is that China definitely is like the proxy state where they trial run mass surveillance and authoritarian government and facial recognition systems and a social credit system and just a totalitarian government before they can try to spread that through towards their ultimate goal of the New World Order, Sustainable Development Laws, Agenda 30. Okay, I think that's decently plausible. It seems that makes actually a decent amount of sense. And of course, them being with the 5G, maybe. But dude, what's freaking out about 5G gonna do? And again, you people need to get right with God, bro, because if you know that God's real and you know that you're truly trying to live for him and get closer to him and find the truth, you don't even think about getting scared about stuff like this. It hasn't crossed my mind literally one time at all to be scared of this. It's not like I'm special. I just know God's real, bro. I know God's got my back. If it's time for me to go, cool, bro. Let me get out of here. Like, why is everyone freaking out, man? This is a true testament to how weak they have men now. Obviously it's not just exclusive to men or women, but I'm saying like men are gammas now, bro. Where are the men that are like, hey, can you stop freaking out? No one cares. Where are they at, bro? Everyone's weak, little gammas. Like, oh man, no. All right, so anyway, airplanes spread diseases quickly, so maybe unvaccinated people shouldn't be allowed to fly. Why would they ever lie about the coronavirus? Oh, I don't know. To push their ultimate agenda that they've clearly been trying to do, which we just covered, like, what was that, like a stream ago? Right? Vaccinations, mandatory vaccinations, like mandating vaccines requires, compliance or support from the public. How are they going to get the public to agree that the government should have the right to pass a law that forces and mandates vaccines? Fear. Fear is the only way, bro. It's the only way. It's the same thing with how Europe lost their guns. Just boom. Let's just pretend there's a mass shooting. One mass shooting. Oh, take my guns. Okay, it's the same thing. It's so easy to see through it. If you're freaking out about the coronavirus, dude, something's going on. Like you're still watching a lot of porn, you're drinking fluoride, something's going on. I don't even think that this takes much effort to see through the wizardry, okay? And again, do I know that there's nothing there that could be a threat? No, but it doesn't matter, bro. I know I'm being reiterative, but I think that some people that need to hear this will probably end up seeing this video. So I hope you really take it in because you're getting on my nerves with all the fear mongering. You can say you're not fear mongering, but that's what you're doing. When you're saying stuff like, oh man, this disease is it's gonna be dormant and then we're all gonna die. But actually it's gonna look like we're okay, but then it's gonna come back and we're all gonna die. And oh man, what the Agenda 2030 is, they're gonna have to hurry up and do this sometime. They're gonna take us all out. They want population control. Dude, that is the definition of fear-mongering. Just because you preface all of that nonsense by saying, I'm not fear-mongering, doesn't mean that's not what you're doing. You are, bro. You are. And again, there are some people, like I'm not talking to everyone that's discussing the coronavirus as some kind of a serious threat right now. There are some people I can tell they have good intentions, pure intentions. They've looked into it. They found some things that don't add up. They're like, this is kind of weird. I understand that, okay? But there are some that are clearly trying to capitalize off of your fear by offering you a bug out bag or whatever. And, oh, man, we're all going to die. And it's just annoying, bro. It's super annoying. And if you're falling for it, you need to unplug from the box. Okay? And my ultimate premise here that I'm hoping people understand is being scared of it, even if it's real, is not going to accomplish anything. It's literally not going to accomplish one thing. Nothing. Okay, so you should be prepared regardless. Okay, don't want to keep going in circles, but it's just, dude, it's been nonstop for like a week now. Everywhere I look, people spamming my email about it, and it's just like, dude, y'all are exhausting, bro. There's nothing to trip about, man. Get right with God. Okay, there's only thing to fear is God. Look at this legend, though. He don't care about no coronavirus. He's just crushing. All right, so yeah, this is pretty funny. Trump's efforts to muzzle health officials and downplay coronavirus mirror the tactics of an authoritarian regime, experts say. Just the whole political polarization around a virus just further validates the postulation that it's nonsense. Okay, again, it's just like a flu. Way more people have died from the flu since this coronavirus broke out. What? Thousands and thousands of people die annually to the flu, and no one ever cares. We never talk about it. We never hear about it. It's literally not a big deal. No one cares. Okay. And most of the people that get the flu have gotten the flu vaccine. It's what a clown world, bro. You put influenza in your body, then you get the flu, and somehow it's the people that didn't put it in their body's fault. It's actually clown world. And they're going to try to keep on pushing vaccines with the fear-mongering tactic that goes back to forever. All right, so I'm sure most of y'all have heard almost all this, but there is this book by Dean Koontz, The Eyes of Darkness, written in 1981, and it says they call the stuff Wuhan 400 because it was developed at their rDNA labs outside the city of Wuhan, and it was the 400th viable strain of man-made microorganisms created at that research center. Wuhan 400 is a perfect weapon. That's not weird. In around 2020, a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the globe, attacking the lungs and the bronchial tubes and resisting all known treatments. Almost more baffling than the illness itself will be the fact that it will suddenly vanish as quickly as it arrived, attack again 10 years later, and then disappear completely. Predicted 2020 that this pneumonia-like illness that comes, same book tells you where it's going to come from, Wuhan, which is where this originated from, written in 1981. If you think that's just a coincidence, that's kind of weird. You're being a little weird. Okay, let's be real. So that right there shows you that this is not just now. Of course, if the virus is real, that doesn't mean that doesn't exclude the possibility that it was set up and well known about. Of course not. It would be probably, right? But the point is, you just have to know how to see through the spells, bro. You have to unplug from the box, and you have to like stop being so desensitized to truth. And it's a process, and you need to pray for discernment, dare I say. And then you can just see right through all of these tactics, bro. They just recycle them, bro. It's like effortless to see through it. Again, the only way they can get you or the people to ever agree to mandate vaccines is to scare you into a state of mind in which you think that's the best scenario to prevent any kind of collateral damage. And people were falling for it. The news could tell people anything, I think, at this point, and these people would believe it. It's blowing my mind that it's demonstrable and provable that the mainstream media is completely not reliable, and people still believe whatever they say. And then it's like the truthers that are going around talking about the coronavirus and how it could be bad are using all mainstream articles to make their point. I must have missed where that was in the truther handbook. Pretty sure that's the opposite of like rule number 1, right? Like almost everything they tell in the news is the exact opposite of the truth. Or whatever. I'm saying I'm not accusing anyone for having some subversive intention, but it's really weird. It's really weird. Let's see what you're talking about for a second. Coronavirus is real as heliocentrism. I don't have bug out bags because I'm scared of anything like that. It just happens to be a hobby of mine. No. I'm not saying bug out bags are a bad idea. You know what I mean? Like, personally, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea. Like, I think you need water and food and a gun just because that's just what you need, just in case something ever happens. It should go no further than that. Like, feeding into the fearful propaganda and stuff is the problem, right? But, yeah. I want to say 18,000 people died from the flu this last year. Just wait till it mutates. It's all crafted. Thank you very much for the super chat, my man. Michael Pomeroy, you are the man. Thank you very much. You nailed it 100%. These so-called truthers need to stop believing the media. Yeah, isn't that crazy, bro? It's crazy. And dude, some of these people, I'm trying to break through to them, right? I hope they see this video or something. I know that they might. You never know, man. People are always wanting to be confrontational. But I'm trying to like assertively break through your spell, bro, because a lot of these people are good intended. A lot of them maybe not. Okay. Some of the bigger ones, I won't say any names. But I think a lot of these people are just falling for the spell, bro. It's something about the fear. It's almost like a drug, right? It's like these people start to get into this fearful state of everything is super epic. Oh my gosh, it's all crazy, hyperbolic interpretations of reality. And it's like a drug, right? And then like us as truthers, it's like we're always just wanting to know what the truth is. We know that there's this like subversive plan behind the scenes, this elite agenda from the grabblers that they're constantly trying to implement all these different agendas, and we want to figure it out. We want to figure out what the next one is and where it leads. And then it ends up, we drag it. We're predictable is my point, right? Like at one point, the truthers become predictable. So you can just spoon feed them something to freak out about, and then they'll propagate the fear for you. So it'll be the people that will just believe whatever the official narrative is, and the people waking up will just freak out. And both of those work for them. They just want you to be scared, okay? That's pretty funny, man. Yeah, it's wild, bro. Well, we're good then. 79,000 died in the U.S. of the flu last year. I don't know if that's true. I can't stamp that, but that's pretty crazy. I want to say I read 18,000 though. I don't know. I think that the internet algorithms are using the fear of truthers against them. They craft fear for any level. I agree. Yeah, I agree 100. I support this. Thank you very much for the super chat. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Gospel Bear and what he said. Smash the Rogans up. Lazy viewers, prove them wrong and hit the thumbs up. Hit the Rogans up. It helps us break the algorithms. And of course, like I always have to tell you, it's called the Rogans up because it's the thumbs up. Joe Rogan looks like a human thumb. And he's a gatekeeper who gets his daily talking points from Mossad or the CIA. Allegedly. CIA, Mossad, whatever. Fear actually facilitates disease. Dude, best comment yet. Exactly. Literally, bro. Take that in, guys. Okay, they're propagating a fear about a disease, and it's scientifically proven that stress and fear can actually manifest as a physical disease. Yeah, it's called wizardry, guys. It's what it is. Everything's inverted, okay? It's tricking you right to your face and then convincing you, even if it's subconsciously through predictive programming or subliminal, programming, to actually ask for or be complicit with their agenda. Joe the Toe, yeah. What a loser. What a grabbler sodomite. Putting like little bedazzles on his jeans. You're cool. You tell me that dude's not a sodomite. Thanks, bro. Much love. Thanks for being here. That's funny. Don't forget the sodomite part. I just got there, bro. Funny enough. I'm a little worried about me not being worried at all. Yeah, there's nothing to worry about. And again, get right with God, bro. I'm literally not scared of anything. I'm little, bro. I'm like 6 foot, like 160 something pounds. I'm like super little. Like, why am I not scared of anything? Because God's real and there's nothing to fear but God, not even death itself. You think if you don't know God's real, then maybe you would be scared. But if you know God's real, why would you be scared of some disease that was probably clearly crafted by the grabblers and predicted in a book from 1981? And it looks like the flu, and more people die from the flu. You can't even get the flu unless you get the vaccine. You think this other disease is going to be a big deal? And what a coincidence that there's like this supposed trade war going on with China, and clearly their market was just waiting to collapse, right? Because it's all Ponzi schemes, but their authoritarian rollout is going to expedite the implosion, okay? And we all knew that it was coming, and then boom, virus comes out of there, shutting everything down, muddy the waters, convince people maybe that's why that the market's crashing. Saying that the stock market's crashing now, people are the news is automatically correlating it to the coronavirus. No, the market's going to collapse because it's a Ponzi scheme. So, I mean, I don't know how many different things y'all need to see. I don't know how. I think a lot of people here. This is like a logos heavy chat. It's like I love it. Quality over quantity. But I'm just saying in general, people don't seem to be able to see the wizardry. How many correlating motives do you need before you're like, oh, this is a spell? Like, it's the writings all over the wall. The medical pharmaceutical industry in general is the biggest killer the world has ever known. Exactly. Agreed. Of course, Bob always coming in here on point. That's exactly right. You don't need any medicine. And I was talking to my friend about this the other day. I was like, how funny is it they created this political paradigm, and then it's like, should we have to pay for our own health care, or should the government pay for health care? But we never question the fact, like, is health care good or necessary? We're just like programmed to assume that it is. We start our argument after that presupposition. No, holistic medicine is good. A holistic approach, an organic approach. The herbs are for the healing of the nations. We don't need your synthetic medicine. You see how the Matrix was pretty meticulously engineered. Let's see what else I got here. Oh yeah, I'll play this video. So this was on Fox News. This dude was in China and they were quarantined for 2 weeks and all this other nonsense. And be real scared. But let's just check it out.
Fortunately, from what I understand, it is contagious, but the death rate is pretty low. So, yeah, I understand the fear.
Yeah, well, we can see you still have
I forgot about the maybe copyrights. Dude, look at this dude. He's coughing like a little girl. I mean, this strikes me weird in all kinds of ways. But anyway, I'll try and pause it so we don't have to worry about some copyright.
Pretty low. So, yeah.
Why are you trying to take your little girl's water, bro? What are you doing? Leave her alone. Get your own water, dude.
Yeah, the fear.
Yeah, well, we can see you still have a cough. What do the doctors say about your own condition moving forward as we wrap this up?
Excuse me. Get some of that. They said, yeah.
Dude, how weird is that, bro? Am I the only one that thinks this is super weird? You're on Fox News talking about how you were quarantined for the coronavirus. You have a little baby girl sitting here, and you took her water, drank out of it, and then gave it back to her with her little baby coughs.
Fine. I got tested twice, negative both times. The cough, probably just nerves.
Yeah, being on TV.
Fair enough.
Frank and Annabelle, we are very happy.
All right, guys. So anyway, my take on that is it's a spell, bro. Okay. And these people in the news, I don't even know what they're doing, bro. They're just like puppets that they're always doing what they're told to do or talk about what they're told to talk about or given talking points. So they don't know what they're doing, but it's a spell, right? And the spell, the way that I see it, the spell is actually, it's aimed at your subconscious, that specific video. What that is it's like, oh no, he was tested and he was negative twice, so he's fine, but you can see he keeps coughing. So your subconscious is like, he seems like he could be sick. Why does this dude keep coughing? Why is he taking the water from the little girl? That's weird. But your subconscious is like, oh, well, he said he was tested and it was negative, so he doesn't have it, but why does he keep coughing? Because maybe it lays dormant. Because the idea that you could, have this virus and then not know about it for a long time really helps them with their get scared agenda, doesn't it? Yeah, you can see how that obviously would benefit them. And again, I've talked about it a ton, bro, but there's a metaphysical advantage in provoking fear in whatever group of people you're trying to oppress. That's all this is. Fear is your doorway to compliance. Fear is a doorway to your compliance. That's what it is, bro. So that's how I took that video. I thought it was pretty hilarious, though. Like, What a gamma cough, bro. Like, why are you taking your little girl's water? It's so weird. It's just so weird to me. Anyway, come back and see what y'all are talking about. His cough is her cue. Yeah, maybe. She was blinking a lot. We should check it out again, dude. It's so weird. Look at how much the little girl coughs.
From what I understand, it is contagious, but the death rate is pretty low.
What is going on with that little girl, bro?
So, yeah, I understand the fear.
Yeah. Well, we can see you still have a cough. What do the doctors say about your own condition?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to go too far. Am I not even showing? I'm not even showing the video. Yeah, I don't know. This girl could just be a little girl, blinking a lot. I don't really know. I try not to read too much into things. I just know this dude right here. I don't trust him. This dude, I could tell this dude was a gamma a million miles away through the fog.
Contagious, but the death rate is pretty low.
Like, those aren't just blinks. Like, she's like squeezing her eyelids as hard as you possibly could.
So, yeah, I understand the fear.
Yeah. Well, we can see you still have a cough.
Oh, you can understand the fear. What are you looking down at? Are you reading a script? What's going on with you, bro?
What do the doctors say about your own condition moving forward as we wrap this up?
Excuse me.
She's not even drinking the water. I don't know. She might just be an innocent product of this. I'll be honest.
They said, yeah, I'm fine. I got tested twice.
Like, dude, I'm sorry. I don't want to beat this into the ground, but just think about the fact that you were just quarantined for coronavirus. Your father-in-law died from it. You still have a cough, and you're just going to take your little girl's water, drink it, and then give it back to her. No, you wouldn't take any chance with that, bro. It's weird. Really weird.
Negative both times. The cough, probably just nerves.
Yeah, being on TV.
Fair enough.
No, that's not fair enough. That makes no sense. Anyway, moving on. Oh, he's nervous. That's why he's coughing. Like it looks like it sounds like you would cough if you were completely faking. Probably because he's nervous. And honestly, I don't like kids being involved in what could very potentially have been clearly orchestrated. She's blinking the virus out. I disagree. That dude doesn't deserve an award. He didn't convince me of anything other than the fact that he was a gamma. Me Chinese, me no joke. Me put virus in your Coke. Oh my god. Yeah, bro, that's so weird. The actor dude is with his daughter. Yeah, pretty wild. Pretty wild. Yeah, always coughing him on TV. Yeah, and it's like, dude, if you were on TV, right, and you had a little tingle in your throat, you would do everything in your power not to cough. It's like he was forcing the cough out. It's like, it's like that's the best he could muster up, bro. Like, I don't know. Some people might not be able to see through nonsense. In my opinion, that dude was faking. Yeah, exactly. Even under normal circumstances, I wouldn't take a swig of whatever my kids were drinking. Yeah. The little girl has a little bottle of water. And why don't you have your own water? But I'm just saying, though, let's be real, bro. Like, you just now were tested for this crazy deadly disease. And you're drinking your little girl's water and then giving it back to her, bro. What a clown world. I guess my whole point, the reason that I wanted to play that, and I'm kind of like breaking down the wizardry a little bit. Yeah, how dare you? She's the Greta of Corona. She's cool in my book. At least she's not saying anything. The Greta girl. Golly, it's excruciating to listen to her talk. I think I've actually only listened to like a 30-second clip ever of her. I can't stand her. But my point there was the way that I see that, which I'm just speculating, of course, it's actually a subconscious thing where, again, oh, he was tested, he's fine, but he's still got a cough. This is weird. Like your subconscious, like, that doesn't really make sense. I thought he was fine. Why is he coughing? This seems weird. You know, it's like way more efficient to scare you if you think that it's this airborne, super contagious virus that lies dormant for long periods of time. And then I've heard some people in the truther community saying that maybe it lies dormant and they've got a list of the people like me that are out here slaying wizards, right? And then they're going to target them with 5G or whatever, and that's how they're going to take them out. But the disease is just making the attack, you know, possible or something. No, I don't think that diseases can really spread through the air like that, like just going all over the place. That's like a movie. That's like World War Z or some crazy movie that they've tried to predictively program you into accepting as that even being a theoretical possibility. I've seen no evidence of such a thing other than like World War Z. So no, I don't think that's how it works. And again, I know that God's real. I know that God isn't going to just set us up for failure like that, right? And whatever happened, or whatever happens is supposed to happen, and you freaking out about it does nothing but aid the enemy. Okay, so not to beat a dead horse, but yeah, why is the little girl even there? That's a great question. Great point. It's all really weird. And of course, we know Fox News is also ran by the CIA. I know a lot of you people think that just Fox News is the I don't think anyone here thinks this, but like Fox News is the good news station and it's like the rest of the left. No, Fox News is the station that like appeals a little bit more to reality because they know that they're giving the facade of an ideological revolution underneath Trump. So they're going to give you a little bit more real news, you know, call out the other side and make you think that they're the reliable one. But they're obviously also ran by the CIA. And Operation Mockingbird didn't say that they had an invested interest in taking over the media to control the narrative, the public narrative, to be complicit with their agendas, except for Fox News. That's not how it works. The world is literally a stage, yeah. The same families interviewed on many other networks. I didn't know that. It doesn't surprise me, though. The whole story's fishy, to be honest. Because wait, what happened exactly? You know, like they were in China, and then the father-in-law died from the coronavirus. So he's one of like 3 people, and then he had to get tested a couple times, and they just let him fly out with his little gamma cough. They just let him fly out. That's how you know something's not really that big of a deal. Is like China was still flying thousands of flights in and out of China right as this came out. Yeah. And there's all kinds of things. I mean, we can talk some speculative gravy, I suppose. People are saying, well, of course, it being a tyrannical government and it ramping it up in China, you know, like ramping up their surveillance and their control, their facilitation of authoritarian, you know, like ownership over like your rights, right? That these people started becoming dissidents. Right, so like political dissidents are getting rounded up, and they're using the coronavirus as like that's like one of the most logical things I've heard, and I just don't even like what if that's true, bro. Again, what is freaking out about it going to do? Nothing. And I'm pretty sure even Trump said something to the effect of, "It's a hoax," right? Trump's efforts to muzzle health officials and downplay coronavirus mirror the tactics of an authoritarian regime, experts say. Why do they always say experts say, bro? What? No, they don't. What experts, bro? No one said that. Like, what are you talking about? All right. Anyway, moving on. I didn't find the tweet from Ben Shapiro, but I saw it. I think I saw it on Owen's stream, where Ben Shapiro is basically saying like, "Oh, all you people wanted to boycott Israeli goods, but now Israel's making the vaccine, so ha ha ha." You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna boycott Israel, but we're the ones that's got the cures. Like, no, we still want to boycott Israel, you little grabbler. Okay, but let's look at it. Israeli researchers on cusp of creating coronavirus vaccine could be ready in a few weeks and available in 90 days. Okay. After 4 years of research funded by Israel's Ministry of Science and Technology, MIGALS, Researchers have developed an effective vaccine against avian coronavirus infectious bronchitis virus, IBV, to be adapted soon and create a human vaccine against COVID-19. Shout out to, I think I got this from Mr. Anderson's Facebook. So, oh, yay, Israel, come to save the day, because you know they really care about America's well-being. And then you've been doing this for 4 years. How convenient you're about to have it finished and be ready right whenever this thing mysteriously breaks out in the very city that was predicted in 1981. And of course, they told us that it happened in 2020. A severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the planet, or that's not even real, plane, attacking the lungs and the bronchial tubes and resisting all known treatments. But all are almost more baffling. The illness will disappear suddenly as quickly as it arrived and then come back in 10 years, which would be 2030, June 2030. I don't know. I don't know how all this fits in, but I know one thing, freaking out about it doesn't matter. I know this thing is not, I'm not going to even care at all about the coronavirus until I get it, and I'm not going to get it, and neither are you. The only way you're going to get it is if you go beg for the vaccine that's going to actually put it in you, openly admitted that's what's going to be in it. It's all about vaccinations. I showed y'all the video in the vaccines where Bill Gates is like, if we do a good job with vaccines and healthcare, we can lower the population by 10 to 15% for some facade, mystical, nonsensical, created, theoretical idea of there being a problem with carbon emissions. So, yeah. And then Bill Gates came out with a quote talking about this is like a once in a century, pandemic or whatever he wants to call it. Whatever, dude. It's all, there's so much stuff writing on the wall about this. Like if you can't put it together, I don't know what to do for you. Fox News is the most accurate and truthful. You just have to watch The Simpsons. I will say, from what I know, which I've been unplugged from the box like entirely for a while. Like I have a TV in here, but it just stays off. I don't even get on Xbox anymore. I don't watch any news. I don't watch any movies. I literally, like, I haven't even seen The Matrix. And I use that analogy a lot. Like I don't like movies or TV shows. I feel like they're messing with my brain. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like when some external party tries to manipulate the way that I understand and digest information. But from what I do know, yeah, it's the only network on mainstream media TV that'll even kind of tell the truth. But it's all a lie. It's wild. But yeah. And of course, I told people as far back as 2 years ago that this last year, before the election, that they're going to roll out all these big CEOs going down for sex trafficking and politicians being corrupt and getting outed, and they're going to drain the swamp. There's going to be some real things that happen of people getting in trouble because they're just, they're dispensable to the grabblers. This little like senator, no one cares about that senator that's addicted to coke and trannies or whatever, So like they're dispensable. And it's going to add this semblance of reality or validity to this ideological revolution that Trump is supposedly spearheading, and that's to keep you complicit, because the best way to control opposition is to lead it. They saw people waking up to corruption. They're leading the ideological revolution while still making sure you do not critique the important parts of the plan. So then you look at what parts of the government corruption is Trump complicit with, and then that's the biggest stuff that they want to make sure stay intact. Australian boy confirmed actor. We're all zombies. If I had an actual infectious disease, I wouldn't be on TV, period, for fear of persecution. Yeah, I think supposedly he doesn't have it, right? Though he got tested a couple times. But dude, if I was in the whole country where this crazy World War Z virus was breaking out and my father-in-law died, I wouldn't be coughing and then drinking my daughter's water and giving it back to her. Again, it was to subliminally convince you that you can actually get tested for it, show you don't have it, but you still do have it, because they want you to come beg for your vaccination, bro. And then they do this other thing where it's like, oh, because of the Trump administration, you might not be able to afford the coronavirus vaccine, because if they can create the illusion of of it being difficult to get, it'll make people feel like they really do need to get it more. It's just like classic psychological warfare. That's what it was. Yeah, that might be what it is. To make all the protests in China slow down, maybe. Either way, man, hey, any of you truthers that are freaking out about this, I need you to look me in the eyes, bro. I need you to pay attention. Please stop propagating fear, even if you think you're doing what's right. It's not helping the situation, and that's their main motivation, is to keep you in a fearful state, because that equates to submission. Again, fear is doorway to compliance. Please stop. Okay, I like a lot of you that I see doing it. Again, I think it's good intentions, but all of them are having to turn back to the mainstream media to explain it, to explain how it really is bad. And if it's really bad, doesn't matter. Okay, so I think we've covered that pretty sufficiently. Yeah, I feel that. I just know, bro, there's no way I'm coughing like that on TV, bro. That's wild, bro. It sounded like he was forcing the cough. You know what I mean? And the CIA runs Fox News. So all I'm saying is it's probably part of the psyop. I mean, you're gonna put that past, like I don't think they're above having some actor pretend that he thought he was sick with a virus when they've had people lie about way more tragic things than that. Let's be honest. Soy plus globe earth believe susceptible to coronavirus. Yeah, that's where I got it. I'm pretty sure I screenshotted your post, so shout out to Mr. Anderson for some of the content. Yeah, they worked on it for 4 years. Like, what? That's so wild to me. Israeli researchers on the cusp of creating the coronavirus vaccine after 4 years of research. What? Didn't that just happen? Didn't this just happen? What? Of course, there are patents for it, and we know the government's all about. So funny, you always make up this stuff, and then we end up having to worry about it. Why don't you just stop making stuff? But yeah, I just think it's pretty wild that they openly admit they've been like working on the vaccine for it for 4 years. How convenient that they're going to have it out in 3 months from now after this all just happened. It's such a clown world. It's like ridiculous. It's a clip on YouTube with a doctor that's popular called Dr. Drew, basically telling the media to shut the hell up about what? Coronavirus. If you're on the box, bro, if you're on mainstream TV, you are 100% grappled. If the coronavirus is real, we can just match it up with Bill Goldberg and he will destroy it. Since when does everything need a vaccine? What happened to immune systems? Yeah, your immune system is electrical and naturally efficient, and they're just decreasing the efficiency by introducing a synthetic proposition to your immune system, which is actually making more susceptible, like with the flu vaccine again now. Just train your antigens to think that it can fight off that vaccine. Then once it sees that or fight off that strain of influenza, and once it sees influenza in the future, even if it's a slightly different variation, it's going to have a false sense of security, and you're actually going to be more susceptible to the disease. And of course, it's putting a disease in you with, of course, poisons and all kinds of different things. So it's just, yeah, I'm good, you know. And again, I'm under the belief that any illness or ailment can be cured simply by doing a full out mucus cleanse, because mucus creates an anaerobic state, and no illness can survive without an anaerobic state, you know, as in without oxygen, no oxygen. So the mucus creates an anaerobic environment so that an illness can thrive and survive. So your oxygen intake, or the efficacy of your oxygen production, and removing an anaerobic environment from even being possible to house whatever illness it is, I think pretty much cures everything. But hey, what do I know? You know, I just dropped out of college. But the doctors certainly aren't going to tell you that if you drink a whole lot of water and eat vegetables and try and fast and just drink high alkaline water and flush out all the mucus, that you can cure cancer, because they get $10,000 commissions whenever you agree to do chemotherapy, for example. Yeah, how convenient the grabblers have it. No, I'm still cool with boycotting them, by the way. Yeah, 100%. And to clarify, that entire state aren't grabblers. And it's not even ethnically specific the way that I utilize the word, but yeah, that place is pretty grabbler heavy, obviously. Sorry, I got a piece of hair. I can't find it. There it is. What's all these major CEOs stepping down all of a sudden? Anyone see that? Disney, MasterCard, Hulu, Bayer, yeah, LinkedIn, a few other. It's all part of the PSYOP. I called it a few years ago just to make it look like Trump's really draining the swamp. I can't disagree with that. I got a hold of a few corona vaccines. Hit me up on MySpace if you want. MySpace? Dude, MySpace, all jokes aside, dude, MySpace was way, way better than like Facebook. It was so like not grabbled. You could put your own song and own background. You could do all kinds of stuff. And then the Grabbler, which of course Facebook started the same day that like a very similar program funded and practiced or worked on through the government literally ended the same day Facebook started. Oh, okay. I thought you meant Rogan's. Yeah. Smash the Rogans up. Think about it. It's going to take you like 3 seconds to just move your mouse over there and tap the Rogans up. If you're on your phone, you even got to move a mouse. Just tap the Rogans up. It helps us break the algorithms. Modern mainstream media is big YouTube channels. Yeah. Or it's, yeah, I mean, I definitely disagree. You're right. I think that is like the alternative. Yeah, that's the alternative damage control portion of their media. You know, PSYOP. What else is it? What else are you gonna call it? Yeah. 666 isn't actually a bad number, just used by bad people to keep you from looking what the number is truly connected to. Great way to point fingers if you control what people say or see. Yeah, it's a number of man and carbon and all kinds of stuff, but it is definitely the number of the beast. But yeah, everything is 369 Fibonacci sequence. You know, the inherent perfection or numerical perfection and harmonic nature throughout all of history, the fingerprint of God or all of existence, the fingerprint of God, that's of God. That's of the inherent perfection of creation, but that doesn't mean it's not abused. It's definitely a calling card, as is 33. Of course, which there's another video I have on here, I think, where it's like the dude's like, there are 33 cases or something like, oh, how convenient you did your press conference when there were 33. You couldn't have done it 10 minutes earlier and there'd been 32 or something. Like, oh, that's probably just another coincidence. I guess really here, guys, the summary here is I've laid out like 20 different coincidences that you're going to have to believe if you think that this isn't orchestrated and being blown out of proportion. Truman Show seems legit for real. Like they're hiding in plain sight as part of Satan's deal. He has to show you. Yeah, exactly right. Because you're made in God's image. And you don't have to accept God's protection, but it's still actually fair inherently with the way that you were created. And so they need your compliance. They need you to be complicit. It's wizardry. It's magic. It's a spell. That's how it works. Yep. You are correct, sir. No one's having more fun than us. Yeah, get your masks now. Don't go get any masks. Dude, what's so crazy? If you have a bug out bag, is that really going to help you not have to breathe air? Nothing is spreading through the air, bro. Like nothing's spreading throughout the whole world through the air like World War Z. And if it is, what's it matter again for the billionth time? For the 6 millionth time. Dude, that's the biggest thing that people should understand. Way more people die from the flu and no one ever cares. No one ever talks about it. You know why? Because they've already successfully rolled out the facade of the need for flu vaccines. So they've already got that out there. Okay, so they occasionally throw in, oh, there's a new flu. Oh, you need to make sure you get your vaccine because it's getting worse. But they've already successfully got the people to accept that vaccine and to normalize the facilitation of that vaccine. So now they're pushing it a little further. They want to flood you down with vaccines, right? Because they're trying to go at God, and you're made in the image of God. But you're the one that has to agree to go over there and let them shoot it inside of you. So that's some compliance. The wizardry can take some effect because you're being compliant, right? You're not having faith man. Like if you know God's real, you know God made you, have faith in the fact that like my body is naturally going to fight off illness. And another thing is, if you truly do know God and truly do believe in God and you have faith in God, then you're not going to worry or stress about this, which again is proven pretty substantially, at least in my opinion, that stress can actually literally manifest as cancer. So yeah, fear equals control, exactly. Thanks, man. Where did it go? Yeah, what Mr. Anderson said. Smash the Rogans up, please. Do you think Eddie Bravo is legit? Personally, I have a good vibe about him. Yeah, I don't know. I know if he's controlled opposition, he's not doing a very good job. And it's not like he goes in and just like flat smacks people with like the intricacies of high level arguments. But most people aren't going to do that. You know, I mean, he's definitely jumped on Joe Rogan's show and told everyone that he thought the earth was flat for real. That's pretty cool. You know, he always says it. Like he shouts out like people that actually do good flat earth work. So from what I can see, yeah. And I used to think no one on Joe Rogan's show could ever be legit. He's a clearly controlled opposition puppet that works from Assad, allegedly. But he was already on the show before he found out about flat earth, and he had become like a regular. They all get together, from what I remember or understand, they all get together and like watch fighting, like UFC fights, and talk together. So if he had just completely cut him out of the show, people have been like, what's going on? As soon as Eddie Bravo said the earth was flat, you won't let him on now. So I don't think they really had a choice but to let him on. And so from what I can tell, Eddie Bravo's a real one. But I don't know. Yeah, I think he's legit. I think he's cool. Yeah, I don't know. But we need somebody either to leave or get somebody else in here because we're at 66. Illuminati confirmed. Oh, dude, by the way, the Gammas have like released like their little minions on one of my videos. I think number 17, pressure. Like I just got like I got like 60 or 70 thumbs down overnight. And they're all like commenting, freaking out, like, there's a difference in gas pressure and atmospheric pressure. I'm like, is there gas in that atmosphere? I think some dude, I don't remember his name. I guess he made a video or something. I don't know. I haven't looked into it at all, to be honest, but I just thought it was hilarious. They like sent their minions out, and then I got like, it was an older stream, you know what I'm saying? I got like all kinds of thumbs down like overnight. What a bunch of losers. They probably don't even know. Dude, the necessary antecedent to gas pressure is a physical barrier, yes, and magnetism, attraction, that's just pressure mediation. Everything is pressure mediation. You know, what people love to say is like, if they don't understand it, that it's just word salad. No. Word salad is when you say something, but it doesn't mean anything. Okay, pressure mediation, that means something, right? The fact that magnets don't attract, they accelerate towards each other, more specifically to the null pressure point, because everything's about pressure mediation. That's not word salad. I'm just saying, it just blows my mind. They sent the minions out. I think it's like Craig kind of spearheading that because like he keeps begging me to debate and I just ignore him. Y'all let me know if y'all think I should debate, dude. I don't know. He watches all my videos though. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe. I heard spicy food is good for you. Might be body's natural defense. Does it turn up the heat and kill infections? I certainly don't know. No, I didn't say. I'm not saying that is the 369 isn't the Fibonacci sequence, but it fits right into the harmonic nature of the Fibonacci sequence. Like 9 being the most important number. But yes, you are correct. That is not. Yeah. Yes, you're right, bro. Yes, you're right. Okay, I'm just saying 369 is like the 3 important numbers. I wonder what is that? I saw a meme today. Like, you wonder why the the Simpsons are always right about everything, and you know the real like rich evil like rich dude in the show. It's like got him sitting like this, looking like a grabbler, and then there's a picture of like older Rothschild like sitting there like looking a lot like him. Pretty interesting. Yeah, I like Eddie Bravo. Yeah, dude, it's almost like I'm almost like past the whole debating with them. All they do is like lower your frequency. Like you have to lower the intellectual depth of the conversation to even like play their games. You know, it's like crazy. And it's just like I'll be honest, one of my downsides is like I can be pretty predictable in the sense of like if someone like tries to tell me not to do something or like really goes at me a certain way that like I feel like I have to like metaphorically decapitate gammas. So it kind of adds an aspect of predictability that's actually definitely a detriment, you know? Yeah, I don't know. It might just be real little gamma minions that are running around from this other dude. I think another dude might have took my video and made a response to it or something. I don't know. I don't keep up with the gammas. Yeah, I think he's cool. On one of Joe Rogan's podcasts, Eddie Bravo mentioned flat Earth, and all of a sudden Joe had to go pee. Something funny about that? Yeah, that's pretty funny. Joe Rogan is just a funny-looking dude. Looks like a walking thumb. I mean, how's that not funny? Yeah, there's no doubt. I may have seen that. I don't know. I mean, again, like Eddie Bravo just kind of gives you some basic things, but that's like that's an effective approach. Like we all have our own lane, our own aptitudes that are going to help create the unified front of waking people up to the fact that heliocentric model was so stupid it's laughable. By the way, like if you still think this, you knew that the ball Earth and the heliocentric model was stupid when you were like 5 years old. You've always known it. You still know it. Your subconscious knows it. In fact, I would go as far as to say you're actually forcing your conscious not to know it. Okay. But yeah, it's retarded. We all believed it at one point, but trust me, it's retarded. Like once you see it, it's like laughably dumb. I think I'm probably preaching to the choir, of course, but yes, our mind is very powerful, and they tell you the opposite. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that you can, I think literally just a holistic, organic approach, and then like there might be like a metaphysical aspect here in the sense that like emotion is metaphysical, right? But it manifests physically. So yeah, I hope you see what I'm saying. So spiritual contentment is probably a very big deal when it comes to health. Okay. Let me go over here and I'll just play it. I shouldn't get a copyright for that though, right? Yeah, look. Yep. 369 is obviously important because of the divisible, properties. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That was my first experience, like really getting it like that. I could not care less. I'll be honest. Like, I think I responded to like one comment. I was like, "What am I even doing? Why am I even responding?" Fight the tight shirt. Fight the flat Earth. The guy that says in his opening video, which I saw someone sent me this, and he's like, yeah, flat earthers are just so dumb, basically, and I don't know why they feel the need to propagate this lie. I guess they make money off of it. They can never admit they're wrong or retract their statement the earth is flat because they make money off of this. They make money off the flat earth. And then there's like, he put the next video like beside it, chopped it up with it, where he's like about to cry because he's super upset that he got like a copyright strike because something to do with a Google Hangout and someone jumping in there. And he's like, "This is how I make a living." And his whole channel is like called Fight the Flat Earth. So the irony of him being like, flat earthers just make money off of this, and that's why they do it. just off of flat Earth, and like he makes money solely off of flat Earth on YouTube, and openly admits it's like his only source of income. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like his little minions want to come tell me I'm doing this for money. Like, nah, bro, I work every day, all day. What are you talking about? People self-project a lot. In case if you want to know how to spot a gamma from 1,000 meters away in the fog, any like real passionate inaccuracies that are thrown at you is typically self-projection. Self-projection is number one telltale sign of a gamma. Little baby coughs is a pretty good sign too. Bob, you think I should play that right now? I try not to make fun of people, man. That dude asked for it, though. Let's be real. He certainly acts like I'm stupid a lot to watch like a 2.5 hour stream. Isn't that weird? So, Craig, I know you're watching. I know you're creeping and you're lurking, bro. Chill, bro. No one cares. The Earth is flat objectively. No one cares what you think about it. It just is. Okay? Run around with your little math all you want to. No one cares. Oh, okay, it's an article. Yeah, you don't say. He's an idiot. I hate that I open up the door. I'm not trying to, watch any of his stuff and you're not going to like him. You know what I mean? Because he just like, and that's why I don't want to debate him. It's literally 0% has anything to do with me being afraid to debate him. It's because he's so disrespectful and so dishonest. And then he'll have his moderators who are just other globers, other religious zealots screaming, talking over people. Like, you would never talk to me like that in person. I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm going to get pissed off. You know what I'm saying? And stoop down to that level. So it's like, I probably am not going to do it, to be honest. But if a lot of people wanted me to, I might would. I don't know. Do I like him? Yeah, sure. I don't have a problem with him. I think he makes very articulate arguments for the flat Earth. I don't know. He never said anything to me that would be disrespectful. It's actually been the opposite. Ground equals not a ball is proven by J. Tolan Media with three-dimensional infrared photogrammetry. Hi, that's a hoodie. Wow, what is someone to say? All right, I think I might have another video. But again, let's just take a second to really like soak in this legend. Look at that dude. That's the face of a legend. Just knows he's crushing, right? Vaccine free, just crushing. Just clearly just really knocking it out of the park. Look at that beard. All jokes aside, bro, think about the Amish. They're not worried about anything, bro. Electrical grid goes down, they're not even going to know it. You know, the only way they're going to even know that society's collapsing is like the people that left when they were 18 come back and they're like, dude, y'all know what's going on? Like, society's collapsing. And you're like, what? No, we didn't notice. We don't use electricity or anything. Like, think about it. They wouldn't even flinch if like society collapsed. So all jokes aside, I mean, who's really winning? You know what I mean? Who's really crushing the Amish? The Amish get it big time. Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I've been I worked construction at one point for like a year in Pennsylvania, and it's like heavy Amish community, right? Like population. Dude, they're super nice, bro. I mean, a little different, You know what I'm saying? It was kind of weird sometimes, like be at the gas station and just be kind of weird. But I mean, they were like super nice, like super respectful, always like talking about doing like some crazy big project or construction, right? Which I think there's so much logos and building things. And also, I remember when I was younger, my uncle like took us to this little civilization, whatever you want to call it. And dude, they had the most fire chocolate chip cookies, bro. Like the Amish make some fire chocolate chip cookies for sure. So like they were like super big, like 3 of them for $1. I was like, what's going? They were so good. So yeah, there's my Amish story. So all right, that's all I got. I did also see a group of Amish people just pick up a barn the other day, like on the internet. I'm like, what's dude? The Amish are legends. Is the point again? Just look at this dude, bro. He's currently in the process of spotting a sodomite from a mile away through the fog. There's a vaccine-free legend right there, crushing. It actually is pretty. It's pretty funny, but think about it. I mean, dude, they don't ever get sick and they don't ever get vaccines. No, dude. The Amish, the grabblers have got to hate the Amish, bro. They have got to hate them. Like you don't need us for anything, you know. Like you don't need us. They can't perform usury with loans or like. I guess they do still use money though. Pretty sure they use money. I was definitely behind one of them in line one time when they pulled out some cash. I guess we're all a little bit affected by the grabblers. It's okay. Brags about no screen time. Hey, when I was a kid, I used to shuffle my feet to shock my sister and my finger, and the electrical current go through me and my sister. So that is how we know we are made electrically. Yeah. We're definitely electrical, but we're a little bit different, I think, than like any matter. But yeah, all matter is inherently dielectric or electrostatic. A compilation of matter comes with that as a necessity. And that's because it's actually receiving its electrostatic nature from the ether that's encompassing everything that's material. One of the very simple to understand secrets that they did not tell you about, you know, I could talk all day about those. I'm not very informed on the Amish. All I know is that like this dude's clearly crushing, but I don't know much about him. Yeah, definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. I'm not going to say it's the best way or anything like that, but they're much less affected by the grabblers, so. Show me one piece of flat earth evidence. You mean all evidence that exists ever? That's a pretty good place to start. Yeah. Why is this dude here? Are you really trying to act like the Earth's a ball, my man? Axial rotation has never been substantiated ever in the history of mankind. Ever. Never. Okay. And then Glovers are so desperate, they'll say stuff like Foucault's pendulum. They're going to invoke Foucault's pendulum, void of an independent frame of reference, inertial frames of reference. And that's from 1851. And then even your deified little incestuous grabbler Einstein said in 1922 that he didn't think you'd ever be able to see or measure the movement of Earth with an optical experiment. So your own little deified grabbler said that there had never been measurement of the movement of Earth like 70 years after the very nonsense experiment that y'all invoke. Axial rotation has never been substantiated. Curvature has never been substantiated. In fact, quite the opposite has. Every time they tested for the movement, they found it was stationary. Every time we look for the curvature, it's never there. Even whenever we give you 8 inches per mile square, which we talked about today, actually, it seems like the curvature would actually be quite a bit more than that, but that you all can even prove that. So you're the one making the positive claim about what the Earth is, that it's a ball with a radius of 3,959 miles, 24,901 miles in circumference, yet we can never find any curvature. It makes no sense at all whatsoever. Your religion's been dismantled. It's 2020. This saloon's not for you if you're going to come in here and talk about some nonsense. But maybe if you're a real one, you're open-minded, you understand, look, bro, we all learned the same religion you did. We all adhered to it at one point. Pretty much everybody did, okay? Because we were indoctrinated, bro. It's like the first thing you're taught to read and write, and you live on this ball. And you're like, how do I stay on the bottom? crazy woman. And then she's like, gravity. And you're like, okay, when's recess? So we all learn the same thing, but don't come in here trying to derail the logos. I mean, I'm going to in advance apologize if I misunderstood you, because I think I just kind of like, I went in for the kill a little bit there. But I really don't feel like debating the flat earth right now. I don't. It's not even a debate. Well, do you know many flat earthers personally in real life? I only know two. Not a ton, but yeah, I've convinced a ton of people in my life the earth is flat. Yeah. So yeah, I do. But it's I don't think I've ever met one that I didn't like have to convince. No. I have one. I think I met one. I've had a lot of people walk up to me, see me in public, and be like, "Oh, I started watching your streams, and then I looked into it. Think the Earth could be flat." That's usually what happens. And then I had to just like keep nagging my friends forever. It seems like people real close to your friends, they're more reluctant to accept that truth coming from you about the Earth. It's like it needs somebody else. Yeah, exactly. If the Earth was a ball, you'd be able to observe it. No, you don't seem to understand this, bro. Well, why don't you just listen? Maybe you should stop typing and you should listen. I know that you might not be very capable of doing more than one thing at once, bro, but like, I'm really not trying to be ugly, dude. But can you just listen, man? Okay. If you claim the Earth is a ball with known metrics, an ellipsoid, okay, you're claiming to know that's a positive claim. Flat Earthers just say there's no curve. It's a plane. Okay, it's not moving. It's stationary. Stationary plane. We don't know the definitive model. We don't know the entirety of the land mass or exactly what the entirety of the Earth is because we're honest. But we still know that observations show us that it could not be, literally cannot be, the globe Earth. That's called diversion. It's an attempt to somehow divert away from the fact that you're the one making the positive claim, claiming to know what the Earth is. And you're like, oh, well, if you can't tell me how to every single aspect of creation, then that means the Earth is a ball, even though it's been proven to not be a ball. Very low level thinking. You're derailing the logos. Yeah, of course. It's just the truth. Truth wins every time, you know? That's why I always encourage everybody, stay honest, just admit what we do and we don't know. We don't know everything. We don't know about the firmament, right? We do know the necessary antecedent to gas pressures of physical barrier. We don't know everything. We don't know the entirety of the model or of the map of the Earth or anything like that because we don't have access to that information, right? It's literally illegal to go to the North Pole. Or military enforcement is not going to let you. It's literally illegal to go to Antarctica. Every country in the world agreed on that one thing. So let's just be honest. You know, we have the truth on our side. Thanks, man. Cool, man. One of the two people I know, I found out got into the Bible together. Yeah, I've seen it with all the other continents. I've heard a bunch of like pretty crazy theories. One being that there's like 6 other identical layouts to what Earth is around us, and that the wandering stars that they call planets are their suns. I don't know about all that. I haven't looked into it. You know, I don't think we're gonna know everything, man. I'm content not knowing. You know, I think it's super awesome that the truth is being revealed to everyone, and we got to find out, like, dude, we're the very center of everything. That's awesome. That's all I need, bro. Like, that's cool to me, bro. It just increases gratitude. It makes you more grateful. It increases reverence to the creator. It makes you understand and grasp like the magnitude of life and how important you truly are. It's geocentric. Everything revolves over top of you. Factually, doesn't matter what this dude's trying to divert and say in the chat. It's just a fact. Okay. It's 2020. The Earth is not a ball. It's not a big deal. Can we just move on? But it's just real cool for me that like that's awesome. You know, I already knew God was real, but that's just super cool. And that's all I need. I don't need to know everything. That's pride. That's ego, right? We're just not going to know everything. But yeah, I've seen the ancient map. I don't know. I happen to know that none of us know. I'm sure there's some people that know, of course. Exactly. If someone says there's a ghost in the house, it's on them to prove it. You're making the positive claim about the Earth being a ball. Exactly. We're just taking observations for what they say. You're trying to say all the observations are actually illusions. Knowledge of man doesn't compare to wisdom of God. I have to agree. Who or what created us? Are we prisoners under the dome? I've never seen the dome, but the necessary antecedent to gas pressure is a physical barrier. I do believe in the scriptures because it's the most historically accurate compilation that exists. I've had personal experiences, blah, blah, blah. And it does say there's a firmament and that it's as, as tough as bronze. Are we prisoners? No, you're free, my man. No, you can't even travel all over Earth. Wow, how are you a prisoner? The Earth is huge, and that's just what we know about it. And who or what made us? God made us, bro. God made you. And they try to tell you that random happenstance made you. And even with the immensities of the numbers they use to try to make it an unfalsifiable model, right? Making up crazy distances and sizes, and then like billions of years to make evolution unfalsifiable. With all of that nonsense, they still can't answer the very base question that we started with, which is, how did any of that get here? How did the first thing get here? Right? It's that simple. It's that simple. Like which came first, consciousness or the earth? Obviously consciousness. Earth material does not evolve into consciousness. That's retarded, but it doesn't even matter. Like, how would the earth or anything get here? How did any particles get here? How did anything get here? Everything cannot come from nothing. It is actually that simple. So yeah, God made you, bro. And God also inherently being perfect, he's going to let you be free. He's not going to step over the sacred boundary of freedom, free will, because it wouldn't be perfect. And so there you go. Yeah, I've heard the theory. I haven't looked into it enough to really give a substantial. I think that's an esoteric belief system, though. I mean, obviously, though, I'm not like real rigid or dogmatic about my belief because I know that it's been super corrupted and 99% of Christians don't even actually know the true story. Does that mean that they're going to hell or something? No, I don't ever say anything like that. That's what made me hate Christianity. But just saying, most people don't even know. He believes in a physical horizon. That's crazy. McToon admitted that we never see the geometric horizon. And I don't think that he would, if I did debate him, which let's be honest, I'm probably not going to because I'm exhausted just thinking about having to look at him that long. They have to concede that there's no geometric horizon. If you know how to argue, if you know how to postulate the argument against them, they have no choice because it's just factual. It's evidence that we have. There's a ton of it. It's 2020. There should be a 24-hour live video from the moon by now. Yeah, exactly. In 4K. Why don't you answer that Ansan being labeled mentally handicapped question? Is it because it makes you so bad? Dude, he married his first cousin and then wrote about how he wanted to marry her daughter. Stole all of his math. Little grabbler. He's a loser. Hey, you should stop. What are you doing? He always starts doing that when I go live. Oh, let me see where I... Yes, exactly. Prisoner concept is Luciferian perspective. Goes back a long way. Exactly. That's the whole entire belief system. It's like Lucifer came down, then he led the rebellion or whatever. Then they had sex with women, and they wanted to go back up, and then God made a barrier where they couldn't go back up. Enoch said something to that effect. And so then the whole entire idea is, well, oh, this crazy evil God that you call God is actually the evil one. I'm God. That's what Lucifer's sales pitch is. And I'm trying to get you out of here so we can be free as opposed to being trapped in here. It's like the Luciferian doctrine. Jeremiah 31:37. Thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done. The Bible is, you want to talk about some gravy. The scriptures are some straight mind gravy. You seem to be like decently open-minded or respectful, bro. So I'll try not to decapitate you, bro. But dude, the Earth isn't a globe, and whatever, there is no evidence for a globe. So when you say all I know is that based on the evidence, I think the Earth's a globe, that's inherently not true. There isn't evidence for a globe, bro. Like I've been trying to find it for 4 years. It doesn't exist, and I'm not the only one. Just accept it, bro. I'm not asking you just to believe the earth is flat because I'm saying it. I'm just saying, like, go actually research it without bias, bro. Go try to disprove flat earth. You cannot. You cannot. And your religion will crumble right in front of your very eyes if you actually are willing to research it without bias. Lilith is Talmudic, not biblical. Yeah, that's what I thought. Esoteric belief system. I don't think I have to tell anybody that the Talmud's no good. It's disgusting. Yeah, of course they dodge the question because I don't know. A lot of them aren't even conscious of what they're doing. I don't think, bro. Yeah, I don't believe that. The flat Earth debate is over. Go triple double check as we all have. Take a telescope to the sea. If you have not gone and observed, then you do not get to even speak on the matter. Yeah, just bring a ship back. You can just use binoculars if you want to. Bring a ship back, and then therefore you've proven to yourself it disappeared because of limit of perspective. That's all the horizon is. Apparent horizon is a redundant phrasing. That's all the horizon ever is apparent. It's optical. It's where the sky appears to meet the ground. It's based on atmospheric conditions. That's why it fluctuates. The religious belief system of heliocentrism says that there's a physical place there where it just happens to always fluctuate. But I promise it's there. And I know we saw way too far, but refraction, it's just very low IQ brainwash. I'm debating fight the flat Earth at the moment over rotation of Earth using laws of motion in a static frame of reference. Only in comment section, but it's a solid argument, not giving an inch. Yeah. I'm exhausted for you. I think you like something about gravity in 1666, I think. Yeah, it was when the symbolic apple hit Newton in the head, supposedly. I think so too. Yeah, but Newton didn't even postulate an explanation for gravity. Isaac Newton, Mercury drank himself to death. Does that sound like a genius to you? I think there's actually some evidence that maybe he was killed, or I might be getting mixed up with someone else. But yeah, they drank mercury because of practice of alchemy. I don't know about all that, but thank you, bro. Much love. Yeah, based on NASA pics, literally the organization that admits that they're all fake images and composites, computer generated. Yeah, I love the gravy, bro. Make fun of Globers, ridicule their need to outsource their own intelligence, walk away from them in conversations, hang up on them, cut them off, and insult them in public. That's the next step. I can't stamp my approval on that. Best way for me, I've found, is to be like super, super calm, just to plant a few seeds. You're never going to get an immediate convert. It's never going to happen. So you're just going to have to accept it. If you've never heard of it, plant the seeds. But be respectful, be nice. We all thought it was retarded when we first heard it. And anyone that says they didn't, I just personally don't really believe. It might have been 1/2 of a second. But you originally, when you first heard flat Earth, you were like, that's dumb. At least I was. So we have to be patient with people, you know. We also need to stoop down to their level. That's my opinion. Yep. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Einstein openly admitted he wanted to know what it was like to be God. Yeah, that's what people always say whenever they get their religion challenged, but you would care because then you find out that instead of this tiny speck of dust in this ever-expanding universe, you no longer can even postulate the nonsense that is atheism or evolution or the Big Bang, because it's provable that we're the center of everything, and geocentrism proves creation if everything revolves over top of us, and thus the earth is self-sustainable, harmonic, and you're very important because you have domain over this earth as a human being. So you can say you wouldn't care, but that's just a defense mechanism. You're working your way through the different stages of denial, bro. Oh, good one. I was actually trying to be nice to you, man. Yeah, dude. Awesome. I'm glad you're here, bro. like quality over quantity, and we typically make sure that we weed out gammas like this Matthew dude. I agree with that 100%, bro. It's going to be so funny. It's 2020. The Earth it's not a big deal, you know? It's crazy. Now you're getting a little weird, bro. You need to just chill. I know you're a gamma, you can't help yourself. Rules when discussing flat Earth with my family, you can only ask 2 questions. You can't argue with me unless you understand curvature equation and understand perspective. Must view moon landing. I don't even talk to my family about it now, to be honest. They don't want to talk to me about it. They know that they can't debate me about it or whatever. So that's the one thing for me personally. Family supersedes anything, including the Earth. My family already believes and knows there's a God. I talk to them about it. It's not like I pretend to not think the Earth is flat or something, but I respect, like, out of respect for my parents, you know, like I'm gonna respect them no matter what. So I don't like shove it down my family's throat or whatever. But slowly but surely, different people in my family have begun to reach out to me and ask me questions. That's why you just plant seeds and keep moving. Everyone has their own process. You know, some people are going to be gammas till they die, probably like this dude. But, you know, you got to just like plant seeds and move on. We're breaking a lifetime of indoctrination. So take what you can get. Do you believe in nuclear weapons? Since there aren't atoms, how can they split them? No, I don't believe in the atomic bomb. I think they have pretty crazy weapons, but Tesla said he disintegrated the atom dozens and dozens of times and nothing ever happened. In fact, the first time he did it, there were other little assistant scientists with him, and they said you might want to leave because some scientists claim that this is going to create an explosion. They all stayed, nothing happened. So Nikola Tesla, inventor of the modern world, said nothing would happen. And of course, the whole entire story about the nuclear weapons used in Japan is laughable and provably nonsense. So, no. I think it's used to scare you, just like everything. Just like the title of the stream, coronavirus. Just get real scared and ask us to, the state will protect you. Here's a vaccine. Yeah, I have to agree. Yeah, exactly. Self-projection is like one of the number 1 characteristics of gamma. Textbook gamma behavior. Y'all should see some of the stuff I get, bro. If y'all saw some of the stuff y'all get, y'all would be like, wow, this is wild. 2020, they can't accept homosexual, transvestites, etc., but they can't accept the Earth is flat. What a crazy world. Yeah, well, they're programming men to be weak and to seek consensus and conformity. And, of course, whatever the majority of men reflect, that's going to be reflective of society itself. And so what I'm saying is, with all of that, the social justice warrior stuff, it's just weaker males trying to seek conformity so they can think that they can bluntly like get some advantage in the sexual hierarchy or some juice, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, no, it's pretty crazy whenever you break the spell. Yeah, that dude's gamma for life for sure. We teach our children atoms are the building blocks of everything, but that's a lie. It's really kind of fluid. Yeah, I think everything's based on movement of the energy field. We're encompassing the universal background force field of ether. It acts as a state of slight compression on everything in the material world. Everything in the material world, i.e. matter, which is all mass is. It's just matter. Mass is a nonsense word used for their gravitational deified force, which doesn't exist, of course. Anyway, yeah, everything is energy. Everything is a movement. Everything in the material world is electrostatic, more specifically dielectric. It's received from the universal background force field that is the ether. Everything that we see has a relationship with the ether. In fact, I go as far as to say what I think is matter itself actually is a version of the ether, and it's basically the gaseous form of the ether, which is kind of hard to wrap your mind around, but that's what Tesla suggested, was that matter itself was the gaseous form of the ether, and that whenever the ether was thrown into infinitesimal prodigious worlds of velocity, it would manifest as matter, and then when the motion subsided, it would revert back into the ether. Yeah, the Bible, it's crazy. It's crazy that the Bible just like never wrong, bro. Like never wrong. Not just about the earth. It's just like never been proven wrong. I used to think it was a fairy tale. If a provably corrupt organization that that will obviously not go to the moon in 2024 were to show me fake images, it wouldn't prove anything. No. If they want to show me live time, them zooming in on the bottom of the earth and showing Australia upside down whenever we can be in Australia and actually taping whatever they show us to cross-reference it live time, and then they want to show me that'll work, yeah. Or if they want to show me like a rocket re-entering the atmosphere, and then we can cross-reference it when it comes in and take video from the ground, that would work, sure. But no, some fake CGI images aren't going to prove anything to me. They provably faked the original moon landing. So, and of course, you can't go to space. Space can't even theoretically exist. Yeah, the moon is, yeah. I got a question for you. They obviously can't land on the moon, but the question is, why do we see Mars through the moon? Can you answer that for me? Why do we see Mars through the moon? I don't know. Some metaphysical, ritualistic, occultic nonsense. I don't really know what's going on, to be honest. I know it's built over the ancient city for Hades, the gateway to the underworld. And they do a lot of occultic, ritualistic looking nonsense dances, and they have Shiva outside the front. I don't know. It just seems real weird. Seems real occultic. I don't really know. No, of course not. Yeah, of course, NASA was founded right after the whole military government going to Antarctica thing. I make converts every day. Can't move my wife. At least now she admits I could be right, but for her, it's just a distraction. Yeah, like typically the people closest to you are the hardest to reach. It's just some kind of a mental barrier. So, like send them to someone that you think makes a good case for flat Earth that's not you. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe that'll help her. And then she'll start asking you questions. But that's how I had to do it with some people that were close to me. I mean, I can like flat smack people all day, but it's like there's some kind of barrier there whenever someone's grown up with you or known you for a long time or real close to you, that they just like they need some kind of exterior confirmation. I don't know. It's weird. True this. Very few think for themselves. My biggest go-to argument is if we could go to the moon in 69, why can't we go now? Yeah, it's retarded, clown world. Oh yeah, we're going to the pole. North Pole, baby. North Pole 2020. I don't know if we can do it this year, but I'm dead serious. I want to go. There's no such thing as a planet. There's wandering stars, but you're right. Of course, you can't land on them. They're pulsating orbs of light in the sky. Yeah, go watch the American Moon documentary on YouTube. Please just consider it. Yeah, listen to him, for real. That's not even a flat Earth video. It's not at all. Agreed. Let's go to the North Pole. Yeah, if you believe the moon landing, you're way in the box, my dude. Unplug from the box. Yep, 2,000-year-old book, and it's spot on. So many things. The Bible is the word of God. Yeah, I agree. All archaeological discoveries just substantiate it. It's the most historically accurate compilation that exists. It's not in its perfect entire form, though. 66 books is no coincidence. You're missing the very first book, Enoch, in my opinion. It gives contextual foundation to the entire Old Testament. Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy. It's just weird. Most of the people that come and like attack and spam me, like they never have any images. Yeah, there are only two general areas to let you go on a controlled tour. I'm assuming we're obviously talking about the South Pole, which of course it's just Antarctica as being the ice ring, probably. But yeah, you can't privately explore. You can't even bring external fuel supply or water or mechanic technology. You have to go on an approved guided tour. It has to be approved by the government and the UN. the government of the country that you're in. And of course, that also has to be in compliance with all of the other world superpowers, the other 58 countries, or whatever it is that's signed to the treaty. So yeah, you can't privately explore this world that God made. But hey, keep on fighting for the side of the oppressors, though. That really makes sense. Just like moon landing one day soon, flat Earth will be believed more than a sphere. I actually agree, dude. I definitely do agree. I think that we are approaching that time. And the cat's already out of the bag because almost every human's heard of flat Earth. There's no going back. They can make it sound stupid as they want to, all they want to. It's damage control, but they're just delaying the inevitable. It's already out. So just like you said, just like almost everyone knows the moon landing was probably fake now, people will soon know that there's clearly not a ball. It's really not a big deal. I didn't know it was possible, but your comments are really devolving, my man. What's my thoughts on the Bermuda Triangle? I don't really know. Some say that they shoot the rockets there. I don't know. Never been there. Can't believe anything without like tons of like correlative extra evidence from all angles. It's just kind of crazy. I don't know. There was some kind of like I think it might be Sword in the Stone, like says something about rockets. Nah, and the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know. There's some kind of predictive programming about that in the movie. I think we're about to get caught up. I'm not sure what that is. Paramotor. Yeah, all propaganda brainwash. I personally believe that we're the literal temple of God. I believe if you're born again, Jesus lives within you. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think that we are Israel as believers. And are we the temple of God? I don't know. Because they're ashamed of being Globers now. It just shows how controlled and naive they are. That's why they won't put their face and name to it. Like I do Flat Earth. Yeah, it's crazy. I came on to YouTube like because of Flat Earth. You know, it's pretty crazy. Like I got asked to be on YouTube as a Flat Earther. That's like it's just crazy. You can just see the difference in people's motivations. Like people try to self-reject their insecurities or their subversive behavior where they would sell out for money on me, but it's like, you're retarded, dude. Why would I pick Flat Earth? Right? Like that's only gonna hurt my ability to ever get big on here and make money. You know, it's like such little gammas, man. I agree 100%. How's Pope? I don't know. We're not supposed to be looking up to men like that. We are the church, exactly. Believers, fellowship of believers. It's a church, not a physical building that takes money and relies on doctrines, man-made interpretations of scriptures that could be considered divine. That's not in any way what the church is described as in the Bible. I don't know about all that. So cool. Maybe we can do some street activism or something there, bro. I'm trying to set that up, get groups around. Zoom in with Google Earth in the Arctic, and you'll see a small stripe or small strip they missed when photoshopping that shows something is there. Yeah, no doubt. It's very bad. Composite images at the North Pole. It's a joke. Sure. Yeah, I heard that. There's some new moon, dude. I don't even keep up with the nonsense anymore. I'm about to get out of here, though. Cuz. Much love, bro. I agree. Real recognize real. Cliche saying, but it's real. It's accurate. When I started my channel, I didn't even know about the Earth. I held off looking into it for like 3 years. It's inevitable for honest researchers. That's the biggest key takeaway here. If you actually are like a truther and you actually research things without bias, you cannot look into the flat Earth for any extended period of time without knowing something's there. And the further you go, eventually you're just like, wow, dude, we were really lied to on a very immense scale, but it just was propagated through the naivety of people blindly believing authoritative figures, authoritative sources of information. Much love, bro. Thanks, man. Slaying wizards one day at a time, exactly. Well, it's been real. No, you're just a little gamma that works for the Wizards. Yeah, go show my boy Mr. Anderson some love. Great staying. Thanks, bro. All right. Yeah, so it's been real, guys. I guess in conclusion, what we were talking about, I guess I'll do a little recap real fast. In this book by Dean Koontz, The Eye of Darkness, written in 1981, he tells you that they call the stuff Wuhan 400 because it was developed in their rDNA labs outside of the city of Wuhan. So they tell you about a virus made in Wuhan, which of course is where the coronavirus originated. In that same book, it says, in around 2020, a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the world, attacking the lungs and the bronchial tubes and resisting all known treatments. Almost more baffling than the illness itself will be the fact that it will suddenly vanish as quickly as it arrived, as they all do. And then it'll come back 10 years later. Again, that was written in 1981. That's pretty weird. Trump's effort to muzzle health officials and downplay coronavirus mirror the tactics of an authoritarian regime, experts say. The political polarization angle of this entire story proves to you that it's just wizardry. Airplanes spread diseases quickly, so maybe unvaccinated people shouldn't be allowed to fly. That's the entire agenda here, is to normalize the idea of the mandating of vaccines and, controlling people's ability to do something like freely travel based on their vaccinations. That's what the bigger agenda is, as far as I can see it. And of course, Israeli researchers on cusp of creating coronavirus vaccine could be ready in a few weeks and available in 90 days. And that's been after 4 years of research funded by Israel's ministry to develop an effective vaccine against the coronavirus. What a coincidence. They've been working on it for 4 years, and now they're about ready to have it finished right whenever this mystical thing comes out of the very city that was predicted in 1981, the very city, a city in the very country that rolls out all of this totalitarian, authoritarian government. And their market was inevitably going to crash. And then, of course, this conveniently happens. And then they were still flying thousands of flights in and out of China whenever there was this deadly airborne virus, and it's all nonsense. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, in conclusion, no disrespecting the people that are pure intended trying to warn people about this, I guess. But, dude, we got to stop with the fear mongering. Even if you don't know you're doing it, you are doing it. You're feeding into the fear. Not everyone's strong as other people. They freak out about this stuff. And fear is the doorway to compliance. Fear is the main reason that this entire wizardry spell is being propagated. And of course, for vaccination, all kinds of reasons. They're probably diverting or keep distracting you, or they're going to have Trump come out and handle this very well and call out all of the hyperbolic, reproduction of the story by the news, so he can be the hero because he's controlled opposition. Well, he's just the facade of an ideological revolution. So there you go. Oh yeah, and of course, in conclusion, this dude's crushing because the Amish do crush. You remember the plague that wiped out the Amish because they didn't vaccinate their children? Yeah, me either. And this dude is just spotting a sodomite 1,000 meters through the fog. Just crushing, just being a legend. So never even heard the word coronavirus probably. So anyway, thanks for kicking it, guys. Much love. I'll probably go live tomorrow. I normally just do weeknights, but I miss last night. So maybe I'll do a D live during the day and do a YouTube tomorrow night. I think I probably have to work a little bit during the morning. But now you're good, bro. No worries. Much love. All right, everybody. Much love. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. So yeah, like I always say in conclusion, unplug from the box. The box is a metaphorical, ideological box that's been well crafted for generations. And what it does is it gets you to buy into this facade of reality that helps you or allows them to more easily control you. It makes you more malleable. That's why they've propagated, for example, a heliocentric lie, because it increases apathy, nihilism, materialism, and it makes you more controllable whenever you get to that heightened level of nihilism and apathy. So yeah, just unplug from the box. The world is a stage. So if you're sitting here watching a play on a stage, but you don't know you're watching a play, you'll never truly understand the motivations of the author of the play. And of course, these motivations are to control you. So it's important that you unplug from the box. there's different levels to it, but the unplugging from the box doesn't mean all of a sudden you believe everything Austin says. All it means is that you're willing to think for yourself, to re-examine information you think that you already know, right? Humbling yourself, willing to step out of the box or the matrix, whatever you want to call it, and re-examining reality without bias. It's the only way you'll ever truly find the truth. So anyway, thanks for coming to kicking it, and I will see y'all mañana. Love.